Namaskar. Today we are going to study about femoral artery. Femoral artery is chief artery of thigh. First we will see origin of femoral artery. In this video you can see this is right common iliac artery. It divides in two branches. This is external iliac artery and this is internal iliac artery. External iliac artery runs downward, forward and reach to inguinal ligament. This is inguinal ligament. Laterally, it attaches at the anterior superior iliac spine and medially it attaches at the pubic tubercle. At level of inguinal ligament, external iliac artery continues as femoral artery. Here, femoral artery begins behind inguinal ligament at midinguinal point. This is femoral triangle and lateral boundary of femoral triangle formed by sartorius muscle, medial boundary formed by adductor longus muscle and base formed by inguinal ligament. Here in femoral triangle, femoral artery runs downward and reaches to apex. This is apex of femoral triangle and then it runs in adductor canal. This is adductor canal and here a tendinous opening in adductor magnus and this opening is called adductor hiatus. Femoral artery extends from inguinal ligament to adductor hiatus. Femoral artery leaves the adductor canal, passes to adductor hiatus and continues as popliteal artery. Now relation of femoral artery in femoral triangle. Here you can see this is femoral artery. Laterally it's related with femoral nerve. This is femoral nerve and medially it's related with femoral vein. Posterior relation of femoral artery. This is femoral artery. Posterior related with psoas major muscle. This is psoas major muscles, pectineus muscles and this is adductor longus muscle. Superficial relation of femoral artery. Superficially it related with skin, superficial fascia, deep fascia and anterior wall of femoral sheath. Now relation of femoral artery and adductor canal. This is adductor canal. This is also called subsartorial canal. Femoral artery enters in adductor canal. This femoral artery enters in adductor canal. In upper part of femoral triangle, femoral vein lies medial to femoral artery. At apex of femoral triangle, femoral vein lies posterior to femoral artery. In the adductor canal, femoral vein lies lateral to femoral artery. This is femoral artery and this is femoral vein. It lies lateral to femoral artery. Now branches of femoral artery. It has got superficial branches and deep branches. In superficial branches there are three branches. Superficial circumflex iliac artery, superficial epigastric artery and superficial external pudendal artery. In deep branch it gives profunda femoris artery, deep external pudendal artery and some muscular branches. Here you can see this is profunda femoris artery. It is largest branch of femoral artery. It arises from lateral aspect of femoral artery about 4 cm below the inguinal ligament. This is profunda femoris artery. This is lateral circumflex femoral artery and this is medial circumflex femoral artery. This is perforating branch and here profunda femoris runs downward and medially. This is adductor longus muscle. It passes deep to adductor longus muscles and here runs downward and medially. And this is adductor brevis muscle. Here it passes between adductor longus muscle and adductor brevis muscle. First it runs between adductor longus and brevis and then it runs between adductor longus and adductor magnus here and it gives perforating branch. Perforating branch of profunda femoris here pierces aponeurosis of adductor magnus and then enters in posterior compartment of thigh and it terminates as fourth perforating artery pierces adductor magnus muscle to anastomose with upper muscular branch of popliteal artery. Here profunda femoris artery gives a branch. This branch is called lateral circumflex femoral artery. It passes between two divisions, anterior division and posterior division of femoral nerve and then divides in three branches: ascending branch, transverse branch and descending branch. In this video you can see lateral circumflex femoral artery arises from profunda femoris and it passes laterally between two divisions of femoral nerve. This is femoral nerve and here it gives ascending branch, reaches to trochanteric fossa and takes part in trochanteric anastomosis. This is transverse branch. It winds around the neck of femur, reaches to lesser trochanter and takes parts in cruciate anastomosis. This is descending branch of lateral circumflex femoral artery and here it runs downward and it takes parts in anastomosis around knee joint. Now medial circumflex femoral artery. Medial circumflex femoral artery arises from profunda femoris. Here it runs downward and passes between pectineus muscle and psoas major muscles. Here, after reflecting pectineus muscle, we will get adductor brevis muscle. This is adductor brevis muscle and this is medial circumflex femoral artery. Here it passes between adductor brevis muscle and obturator externus muscles. Before passing between adductor brevis muscle and obturator externus muscle, here it gives branch to acetabulum. That branch is called acetabular branch. Here you can see this is acetabular branch and it reaches to acetabulum. Here you can see this is acetabular notch. It passes to acetabular notch and enters in acetabulum. In acetabulum, it gives branch to contents of acetabular fossa and it gives some branches which runs along with ligamentum teres or ligament of head of femur. And branch of acetabular artery which runs with ligamentum teres, that branch is called foveolar artery and gives arterial supply to head of femur. After reflecting of adductor brevis muscle, we will get adductor magnus muscles. Here we can see this is obturator externus muscle and this is adductor magnus muscle and this is medial circumflex femoral artery. Here it winds round the neck of femur and passes between obturator externus muscles and adductor magnus muscle. This is gluteal region and this is upper part of back of thigh. This muscle is obturator externus muscle. Here it inserted at trochanteric fossa and this is adductor magnus muscle and medial circumflex femoral artery here passes between obturator externus muscle and adductor magnus muscle and here it divides in two branches. This is ascending branch of medial circumflex femoral artery and this is transverse branch and this is quadratus femoris muscle. Here you can see transverse branch passes between quadratus femoris muscle and adductor magnus muscles and ascending branch passes under two quadratus femoris muscles and then runs upward, reaches to trochanteric fossa. Here it takes parts in trochanteric anastomosis and transverse branch here reaches to lesser trochanter and takes parts in cruciate anastomosis. Here in this video you can see this is ascending branch of medial circumflex femoral artery. Here it reaches to greater trochanter. Now cruciate anastomosis. Cruciate anastomosis situated at lesser trochanter. This is transverse branch of medial circumflex femoral artery. It takes anastomosis with other branches and forms cruciate anastomosis. Here, this is ascending branch of first perforating artery. It pierces adductor magnus muscle and reaches to posterior compartment of thigh. Here it takes parts in cruciate anastomosis. Other branches. This is transverse branch of lateral circumflex femoral artery. Wind round the neck and reach to lesser trochanter and here it takes part in cruciate anastomosis. This is inferior gluteal artery and descending branch of inferior gluteal artery also takes part in cruciate anastomosis. Now trochanteric anastomosis. Trochanteric anastomosis takes place at the trochanteric fossa and here this is ascending branch of medial circumflex femoral artery. It takes anastomosis with other branches and form trochanteric anastomosis. This is ascending branch of lateral circumflex femoral artery. Here you can see and it takes anastomosis with ascending branch of medial circumflex femoral artery. This is descending branch of inferior gluteal artery and this is descending branch of superior gluteal artery. Takes anastomosis to each other and form trochanteric anastomosis. The artery arises from trochanteric anastomosis, gives arterial supply to hip joint. In this video you can see this is femoral artery and it gives a branch in adductor canal. This branch is called descending genicular branch of femoral artery. It runs downward and takes parts in anastomosis around knee joint. Thank you very much for watching this video.